as Ukraine is warning that Russia has almost completed its buildup of forces near the border. Joining me right now is Florida Congressman and member of the House Armed Services Committee and former Green Beret himself, Commander Michael Waltz. Congressman, it's great to see you this morning. Thanks very much. Assess the situation for us at the Russia-Ukraine border.
Well, I don't think the Russians were ever serious about these diplomatic efforts. This was really a play for Putin's propaganda at home to say that he tried, perhaps get a few concessions from the Biden administration. But the buildup has continued, and they are poised to fully invade Ukraine, at least partially or fully. And it's not so much the numbers of troops, Maria, it's the types of troops. Many of them are from the Russian National Guard, and the main thing that they are trained on is occupation duty. So this is looking more likely than not that we see an invasion. Maria, the other piece, I just can't overstate how Biden's failed energy policies have played into all of this. When you're canceling American pipelines, but green-lighting Russian pipelines, you have put more cards into Putin's hands. The high price of oil and gas has made him flush with cash. And now this Nord Stream 2 pipeline about to come online really gives him, it gives him a handful of aces in creating dependency in Western Europe and being able to cut off Eastern Europe and Ukraine in the middle of winter.
Well, this is a really important point that you bring up in terms of the cost of oil right now. We're back near $85 a barrel because of bad policy. That is not only a negative for American families across the country, but it has also enriched these adversaries. Take a look at what's gone on in Iran, Congressman. Iran-backed Houthi militants in Yemen used advanced missiles and drones to target the United Arab Emirates on Monday. This story is not getting any attention. It was in the Journal, but Houthis fired drones and missiles into Abu Dhabi. An investigation finds. Your thoughts on what took place this week in the United Arab Emirates?
A few things. One, the Houthis, this rebel organization, aren't manufacturing these sophisticated, accurate drones. They're being given to them by Iran, along with the training of how to use them. Two, they attacked Abu Dhabi's international airport. And oh, by the way, the Biden administration took the Houthis off the terrorist watch list and got nothing in return. Obviously, the Houthis have only escalated their attacks, backed by Iran, that we're negotiating with right now. And number two, they attacked our embassy just this past November in Yemen. And again, all of these adversaries are seeing nothing in return. In fact, nothing in terms of consequences. And in fact, Biden's just emboldening them by the weakness that they're seeing.
Well, that's right. Bad policy has so many reverberations across the world, and it's having an impact in terms of enriching and empowering Iran. And what about China? Congressman, today you and Virginia Congresswoman Jennifer Wexton will introduce this bill, the Irresponsible Olympic Collaboration Act. It would strip the International Olympic Committee of its 501 tax-exempt status. All this ahead of the Beijing Games. Tell us about your bill and what you're expecting.
Well, the IOC is listed as a 501c4, which is a social welfare organization, yet they're actively aiding and abetting, turning a blind eye to an ongoing genocide. So enough is enough of American taxpayers subsidizing this. And by the way, just on the NBC $7.5 billion contract alone, think of the tax dollars that the IOC is not paying on that. The vast majority are on American corporate sponsors, and yet they've sent over $800 million into Beijing's infrastructure to host these games. The taxpayer dollars are sending hundreds of millions, taxpayer money, into Beijing. Meanwhile, you've got millions of people in concentration camps and a massive military buildup, including a nuclear stockpile that our American military will have to deal with. So we've had it, and it's bipartisan.
Yeah, I mean, 2 administrations have told us that there is genocide happening in the Xinjiang region in China, and you've got corporate America looking at dollar signs. Congressman, we know that you have had real leadership on this subject. We appreciate it, and we'll be watching the success of that bill. Thank you, sir. We'll talk soon. Congressman
Thanks,
Michael
Maria.
Waltz joining us this morning in Florida.